Coach and our color analyst, Jack Donahue.
Thank you very much, Tom McKee. Hi, everybody. Well, Jack, if they had written a script, they couldn't have had things come out better for the final.
No, I suspect that maybe Heaney and Hunt did write the script for this. It's been just some tournament, and as Tom had mentioned, it's an all-Halifax tournament. It's an all-Nova Scotia group.
Well, let's have a look at a couple of the guys who we think are going to be keys, one for each team. And first of all, the big fella who's been scoring a lot of points for Acadia.
Victor Soares, number 44 in the red, is their leading rebounder, their leading percentage shooter. This is a shot we're going to see if he gets loose. They have got to control him. St. Mary's must control him, and Acadia's got to use him to good advantage.
And now St. Mary's coach was telling you that he figures he has a man who has to control this ball game.
This young gentleman, Ron McFarland, number 22 in white, must control the game. Both coaches think that turnovers can really affect this basketball game. St. Mary's has to get a good game out of Ron McFarland in order to control the game. Really going to town, that kid, huh?
We've already had great excitement in the opening night Thursday and again in the semifinals last night. Now we're looking forward to a final game before the largest crowd ever to see a college basketball game final in Canada. There'll be almost 10,000 here. Tom, let's go back to you.
8 teams started this road to this championship final. Those are the championship teams of their respective 6 conferences across the country, plus 2 wild card teams. Looking at the quarterfinal results, Laurier, one of those wild card teams, lost to Victoria 179. Bishops was supposed to lose by 30 points, but we're only 10 behind York at 84-74. Acadia, as expected, defeated Laurentian 71-65. Pretty close, though. And St. Mary's defeated Manitoba in certainly this tournament's big upset, 92-81. In the semifinals, Acadia defeated York 82-71. And in a real tight game that could have gone either way, right down to the last minute of play, it was eventually St. Mary's Huskies who outlasted Victoria 82-79. And so we have an all-maritime final for the CIAU Championship of 1977-78. St. Mary's, who were champions in 1973 and have not been champions since, and Acadia, the defending champions from last year. Also, this is a rubber match game between St. Mary's and Acadia because they have played 4 times this season. They have each won twice, so it's a rubber match as well. And we'll be back with the opening lineups, the starting lineups, in just a moment.
When things are going right, it often looks as if it's easy. It isn't. Whatever you're trying to do, it takes experience and determination to get to where the smoothness is. We know we've worked pretty hard to get our beer to where it is, the fastest selling beer in Nova Scotia. Schooner.
Welcome aboard. The schooner's setting the pace. Welcome aboard. The number 1 in the race. Welcome aboard. Ride with the schooner. The schooner's setting the pace. Ride with the schooner. Welcome aboard. Ride with the schooner. The number 1 in the race. Welcome aboard. Ride with the schooner. The schooner's setting the pace.
With 3 curling specials beginning with coverage of the Canadian Curling Championships on Saturday, March 11th, live from Vancouver. Then on Saturday, March 18th, watch the World Junior Championships played in Grindelwald, Switzerland. And finally, on Saturday and Sunday, April 1st and 2nd, it's semifinal and final round coverage of the Silver Broom competition in Winnipeg. With top curlers from 10 countries competing, it's all here, right here on CBC.
Around this world of ours, there are over 200 countries broadcasting on shortwave with their version of what's happening.
This is Radio Canada International.
Amongst them all, the sound of Radio Canada International is one of the most respected and listened to. Why? Our listeners tell us that RCI's programs are reliable and objective. Radio Canada International, relied upon around the world.
And now, here are your starting lineups. First, for the visiting team, the Acadia Axemen. Starting at center, standing 6'7" from East Providence, Rhode Island, Victor Swords. Starting at the guard position, standing 6'3" from Providence, Rhode Island, Mike Hazard. Starting at forward, standing 6'6" from Windsor, Nova Scotia, Teddy Upshaw. Starting at the other forward position, standing 6'5" from Yonkers, New York, Alvin Jessamy. And starting at guard, standing 5'9" from Liverpool, Nova Scotia, Gordy West. And now for the host team, the St. Mary's University Huskies.
Don't forget.
Starting at guard, standing 6'2" from Boston, Massachusetts, Frankie White. And starting at the other guard position, standing 6'4" from Ansonia, Connecticut, Ron the Hawk McFarland. Starting at the forward position, standing 6'8" from Montreal, Quebec, Tom Capos. And starting at the other forward position, standing 6'7" from Toronto, Ontario, Ross Quackenbush. And starting at the center position, standing 6'9" from Henderson, North Carolina, John Brown.
St. Mary's bench, they're getting a few last words from Brian Heaney, Coach of the Year in 1972 and 73 when the club was the champion of intercollegiate basketball in Canada. He's a former star player himself, starred in this tournament, holds a record. There's Brian Heaney. Everybody's here, and these two clubs are ready to start what should be a real dandy basketball game. We expect it to be bitterly contested. The referees are John Foxcroft from Hamilton and Harry Hush of Montreal, and from the opening tip-off, we'll do that one over again.
Well, they get an instant replay on the opening tip-off.
Soares getting the tip-off on that far side, and here we go, Acadia with the ball. The guy who sets things up for them is Gordy West. 22 is a local hero. Upshaw played a great game last night. 42 is Mike Hazard. Upshaw off the rim, gets his rebound, hits the first hoop of the game. Bringing the ball back up court is Ron McFarland, the man who has to make it work, to Frank White. Long one-hander, and the rebound goes to Alvin Jessamy. And this is Gordy West once more.
Gordy's the man who runs the team for Acadia. St. Mary's in that 2-3 zone.
First foul of the game is on number 22, Ron McFarland, fouling Victor Soares, who has scored 47 points in his first 2 games. He was just brilliant last night against York. They won that one 82-71 after beating Laurentian 71-65. Soares makes it 3. He has a 71% average from the free throw line.
One of the reasons they have this zone is to keep the ball away from Victor Soares. So St. Mary's not working out too well.
Team got a standing ovation, the white-clad Huskies, when they were introduced here. That's McFarland from Ansonia, Connecticut. And it's tough in underneath there. 3-second rule. These referees are very experienced, and they're going to have their hands full, you can be very sure.
So many big people out there, and the court is the same size whether they're playing many, young kids or big guys like this, and it's going to be a real tough battle underneath the boards.
That long one-hander was by Hazard. Backcourt foul.
Again, we see the problem with young players, and especially in a pressure game like this. He lost the basketball, gave up that rebound, and then reached right in and just smacked him. He's got to be a little more disciplined, and then the game will settle down. I think they're very nervous right now. I'm nervous right now.
That's McFarland hit. First points of the game for St. Mary's.
He's the man that's got to run the team.
This little guy, Gordy West, is only 5'9", but what a basketball player. He's from Liverpool, Nova Scotia. Going high is Alvin Jessamy of Yonkers, New York, an all-star last year. If he gets a hot hand, he can kill you all by himself.
I know you don't like to bring in hometowns, but Yonkers, New York is where I grew up. My sister taught Alvin Jessamy in school.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's not too close to British Columbia, but here we go.
Okay. It's 6-2 right now for the Axemen. You watch it in underneath that hoop. It is tough in under there. Rebound, Upshaw. There's the break to Gordy West. Upshaw hits. 4 points for him. Teddy Upshaw of Windsor, Nova Scotia, sophomore. He was the #1 star in their own tournament that we televised early in January. Coming back is McFarland with 4 now.
Red hot, red hot.
We've gone just over 2.5 minutes into this championship game. That was Brown going high in the air.
Oh.
He has a bad foot, and I think he also got a thumb in the eyeball.
Baby. Referee is taking a timeout now to check on the injury. Looks as if John is all right. Referee Harry Hush did a very good job there. Stopped it right away. Everybody's ready to play again. But it's much better to stop the game, take a second or two, and make sure there are no injuries.
So St. Mary's now at a pace. The big guy played so very well last night, too. They're expecting a lot from him. That's Kapos again with the rebound, number 40.
When you're hot, you're hot. Kapos hits that turnaround jumper and then comes right back and gets us a rebound.
Score is 8-6 for the Axemen. That was Quackenbush with the rebound. He's from a big family, and he's got 4 brothers, and they're all over 6'4". This is Brown, over Soares, in and out, rebound, Mike Hazard of Acadia. Soares going up and tips in the rebound. That's 4 for Victor Soares from East Providence, Rhode Island. He's 6'7", big man, 230 pounds, strong. Brown rebounds. Out here to McFarland. Long one-hander, hits McFarland. And it's 10-8, Acadia.
Got ourselves a basketball game here. And again, McFarland's got to keep coming back and control that game for them.
Gordy West. Now over here, Upshaw. 2 St. Mary's men went for the rebound, and coming down with it was Hazard, and he makes it 12 for his team. A 4-point lead. We're approaching the 5-minute mark, first half. Quackenbush to Kappas. The hook is over the top. And that was Hazard with the rebound to Gordy West. The foul was called underneath on Quackenbush.
Jessamy hit that long jump shot. My God, he shot that from up in the 3rd balcony, it looked like. He really put that ball up in there.
And it's a 6-point lead now, 14-8 for Acadia.
It's Acadia basketball under the basket because the foul was after the shot and had nothing to do with the shot, and St. Mary's has called a timeout.
That's the first timeout of the game. They are trailing by 6, 14-8, and Brian Heaney wants to talk to them.
Brian Heaney is talking to them about the movement that's got to go through the zone. What's happening is St. Mary's has started to stand still and just take the outside shot. If there's not any movement, the zone can pack in there, get in close to the basket, put somebody up on a ball, and still have great rebounding ability. So Brian Heaney just wants to get him to move, and one of the names I heard him come up with was Kapos, who's one of his better shooters.
Hitting from the corner, deep, number 42, Mike Hazard has 4. They have been shooting with deadly accuracy so far, the Axemen. McFarland, yes. And it's 16-10, and that's 8 for McFarland. He's doing it all by himself at the moment.
Robbie West will have the ball about 60% of the time for Acadia as they bring that ball down.
Steal by Kappas. He looks a little skinny at 6'8", but he's very wiry. Good rebound basket by Frank White from Boston. Tournament All-Star last year. He's 6'2", a junior. Had 16 points, 8 in each of the first 2 games. Gordy West out there directing traffic along with Jessamy. That's Jessamy. West. And the rebound. That was no basket.
The referee called offensive basket interference. The The offensive team, neither team is allowed to go up over the rim in what would be an imaginary cylinder over that rim. It looks like Dick Hunt does not like the call. I can't, you know, if I was sitting over where he is, I couldn't be that objective about it myself.
You can be very sure he didn't like the call. This is Brown. Hits it. John Brown from Henderson, North Carolina. Second All-Canada All-Star team this year, and a real key for this club. Big and strong.
John right back in the game. John gave a little push underneath the basket. Referee caught him and called a foul.
He was a somewhat late starter named here. He has a sore foot, and they wanted to look at him in warm-up, but he's in there. We always figured he would be. Hitting Mike Hazard.
Well, Dr. Dave Petrie must have given him the okay, or else Brian would not have him in there. But John is a great rebounder, and that outside touch of his is excellent also.
I tell you, that number 42, Quackenbush, really fights for that ball, doesn't he?
Does. Russ played with us a little this summer, and he is really an aggressive hustler.
No basket there. Brown tipped in that rebound, but no basket as the referees call.
Called it. Right. Here we see Ron Foxbrook right in there, catches the push right as the shot goes away and catches the slap right in there. You see the referee is right in great position to make the call. You and I don't have the best position here.
Frank White is the man at the foul line. And that makes it a three-point game at the moment, 18-15 for the defending champions from Acadia. His average, almost 80%, 77.9, and he's certainly shooting at his average right now. And it's a two-point game. He played 7.5 minutes. No substitutions by either side yet. Interception was by Quackenbush to Big Brown.
St. Mary's changed defenses. That time they went into a 1-3-1 zone. Seemed to throw Acadia off. Instead of 2-3 zone, they went to a 1-3-1.
Once again, Frank White, he has 6. And the game is tied at 18.
We've got the 1-3-1 zone again. Let's look and see how Acadia is going to attack it.
You can't defense that very well. Alvin Jessamy, long one-hander from the corner.
Tough. That's one way to attack it, is just pass the ball 3 times and then get an open shot. That 1-3-1 is weak in the corners, and we'll see if Brian Heaney is going to make an adjustment on that.
McFarland over here to Brown. He has Kappas underneath. Kappas hits. Tom Kappas, 6'8" from Montreal, has 4 points. Here's with the junior nationals. You can see why. That was Kappas with the front body block, I suppose you would call that one, Jack.
Oh, I'll tell you, he made some play on it, and Harry Huss, the referee, came over, and I thought Harry was going to hit someone. He was really emphatic about the call.
The victim was Mike Hazard, who is now at the foul line. It's like blocking practice in a football game.
Well, some people might consider that a little bit of an influence foul. In other words, stay out of my territory. Don't come back here again. Tight man-to-man, very tight, tough man-to-man by Acadia.
McFarland has got a hot hand. 10 points of his team's 22.
They're going to have to make an adjustment for McFarland. I wouldn't be surprised to see them come up with a timeout in the next few minutes and maybe go to a zone or even a combination defense. One man on him. What a play.
Beauty. Ted Upshaw.
Lead pass to the basket. Beautiful pass to the basket, and then he just stuck it right in. Upshaw's excellent timing.
McFarland is 5 for 8 from the floor. That's Kappas. Look at that Quackenbush go up in the air. He was way over the top of the basket. Here comes the little guy. Fine rebound by Jessamy. Back out to West.
1-3-1 defense again.
Upshaw loose over there. Another beautiful by Mike Hazard. This Upshaw is a great money player, Jack. He always comes up in the big ones. Hazard has 11 points for Acadia. McFarland handing it off in the corner and then in underneath. Kappas again. Hazard is 6 for 8 from the floor for Acadia.
They've really moved that ball into Kapos now.
Look at that, Hazard. He just puts them up in the air and they got eyes.
We've got both teams. If the game goes the way it's going now, both teams will have over 100 points. And we're still seeing some pretty good defense. This is not a poor defensive game. This is just a red-hot shooting game.
They got Big Brown outside at the top of the key. Quackenbush tried to move in. As the bodies roll, the Huskies get the ball. McFarland, long rebound, dragged down by the sprawling Mike Hazard.
Call the walk on that. When you fall down, you're allowed to fall down, obviously, and make the regular movement, but what he did is rolled over a little bit, making some progress, therefore the referee called a walk. Costly turnover.
That was White. Very costly.
2-3 zone. They've changed their defense now. They've just adjusted a little bit.
Husky rebound, fast breaking to White. Quackenbush with him. White. Foul while shooting. He has 10 points.
I'll tell you, that was some play. The referee made an excellent call on it. I don't see how he put that ball in the basket. He had to take the defensive player right with him.
And that has brought it to a 1-point difference with 9 minutes to go in the half. 29 for Acadia, 28 for the Huskies with their man, Frank White, tying the game at 29. What a start before a packed house here at this wonderful new building in Halifax. Once again, Mike Hazard. 15 points of his club's 31. First 2 games, Hazard had 12 and 19 points. Brown with a long one-hander hits it. The big guy shows he doesn't have to be in close. He can put him up from the corners.
You can't blame Vic Soares for not going that far out after somebody is about 6'9" or 6'10".
There's another one by Upshaw. He was outstanding in his team semifinal win last night over York.
I'll tell you what, I don't know what the shooting percentage is for those two teams, but I'd like to be getting it at the bank on my money, I'll tell you that.
Well, Hazard's is not bad. He's 7 for 9. 2 or 3 of them are shooting about 80% or more. There's some very strong men in there. There's that Brown again from all over the place.
He took Dick Soares up with him.
Left corner, now the top of the key. Next one will be the right corner.
He's got him plotted.
Soares says, I might as well try that. And if Brown's got a bad sore foot, I'd hate to see him completely healthy. He's playing a whale of a game. Right now, the Huskies seem to have got the momentum. Kappas, rebound. Very short with the shot. Upshaw gets it. It's tied at 33. Little Gordy West engineering things once more for Acadia.
2-3 zone by St. Mary's, and they're playing a little bit of a box.
Upshaw found a way. Just go right in the middle and put it over their heads. 10 points for Teddy Upshaw.
They were playing as 4-man zone with 1 man on Hazard that last time down. It really can confuse a player if he doesn't control himself.
Huskies rebound, and the foul is on Gordy West, I believe.
Join Don Whitman and Don Chevrier for World Junior Curling next Saturday.
I'll tell you, the adrenaline is flying right now. These two teams are sky high, and they're really, really playing great basketball.
Frank White is at the foul line.